taking me away from my family is just, it's very difficult.
As she sat inside an immigration detention facility for nearly the last 2 months, she's left her business, customers, and more importantly, her family behind.
Because people like to say, you don't even say that, you don't even know nobody. Wait till it's somebody you know, wait till it's somebody you know. The same sentiment remains because one of my friends just got deported. Make sure that you go to tatumstore.com. We got a brand new ACDC MAGA shirt. And it's the most fire shirt that we've created thus far, and I'm sure you guys are gonna love it. Go there. There should be a discount code there waiting for you, about 20% off is normally what I give to my YouTube audience. And if you're a part of the Tatum squad, you get 30% off. You're part of Tatum, the Elite Tatum squad, you get 40% off. That's worth just joining the squad right there, to be quite honest. 40% off is insane. I don't know why I do it, but I just want to do something special for the people that want to support me. But go on there, support today. I love you guys. God bless America. Tell me why, and I think it's a brilliant idea, and it's almost an insult to injury. Should I say something or just let you interpret it from the clip? Maybe I'll just tell you because I want to introduce the clip to you. But the leftist protesters and everybody else had to endure not only the announcements from ICE telling them that the facility is not available for them to access it, but they had to hear it in Donald Trump's voice. I don't know if they had Donald Trump record this on the weekend or they used AI, but this is absolutely hilarious. Every announcement that is announced against Democrats or liberals or leftist nut jobs need to be in Donald Trump's voice. I just would love to hear the absolute meltdown. Roll the clip.
Leave this restricted area and may be subject to detention or failing to depart the restricted area. Thank you. This is the Federal Protective Service. The facility is closed and not open to the public. Stay out of the area of the driveway to allow for vehicular traffic. Remain on the sidewalk or across the street. Everyone must leave this restricted area and may be subject to detention or arrest for failing to depart the restricted area. Thank you.
What we gotta do is actually
America great.
convince them to take their clothes off and just have a that's gonna get them to take their clothes off. No, that's what they do.
I don't think you're doing a good enough
All right,
job.
that's enough of that. Now, because I'm a good man, I'm not going to call them retarded or anything. But the way that they're acting is absolutely ridiculous. And I know we know this, and I'm going to say this and move on. We are talking about people who are protesting, who never protested under Barack Obama's administration or any other administration. They only protested under Trump's administration. And they're protesting to protect people who are illegally in our country. Many of them have committed heinous crimes. And that's the reason why they have deportation orders. And that's the reason why the ICE agents can find them. ICE agents are not, and put your liberal grandma and them on the screen, and your cousin and your uncle and that girl that you found on Tinder that's a raging liberal that you shouldn't be trying to date in the first place. Put her on the camera real quick and have her listen to this clip. We are not randomly deporting random illegal aliens. We cannot find them. We don't have record of many of them. We don't know what their status is, what their status is not, if they are not documented in this country. What they are doing is going after people who have a deportation order or a person that have committed a crime. That's how they know to go here, here, and here, and here. They're not randomly showing up to a random Home Depot just to pick up as many illegal Mexicans as they can. That's a waste of time. It's not effective. It's not efficient, and it's not sustainable because they would have to go to every Home Depot in the United States of America, which is several thousand stores. They're not doing that. What's happening is they're following up on deportation orders. How do you know, Mr. Tatum, that they're following up on deportation orders? Because one of my friends just got deported. And I consider her my friend. We don't talk every single day, but she was one of the first people that I met when I moved to Scottsdale, Arizona. Kauai Sushi is her restaurant. She opened 2 restaurants and she is my age. I admired her. I thought she was incredible. She was a single mom at the time. I think she may have been dating somebody, but she was essentially a single mom at the time, running 2 restaurants in Scottsdale, Arizona. And the sushi restaurants were good. They had great service. People came from Japan to do that sushi. And me and her talked almost every week. I would go down to Kauai Sushi and eat in Peoria, and every week we would talk. I admired her. I thought she was a great person. I did not know she was in this country illegally. So this is what I will say, because people like to say, say that you don't even know nobody. Wait till it's somebody you know. Wait till it's somebody you know. Now, me and her wasn't incredibly close, but the same sentiment remains, is that she was in this country for 20 years. Now, if the government is deciding to do this to her, I don't think that the government is wrong. The government is doing what the government ought to do. If you don't like it, you got to change the law. Now, you can walk and chew gum at the same time, because although I think that it's right to do according to the law and is justifiable according to the data that I've gathered about her immigration status, which she had a deportation order from 2005, which was 20 years ago. But also you can have enough compassion and reasonableness to say, maybe, just maybe, she had a legitimate asylum claim that needs to be revisited, because she came to seek asylum in 2005 and it was denied. And that's how she have a deportation order that she's had for 20 years. Now, let me say this, because I want to play this clip, and then I'm going to give you guys a theory, not a theory, but a plan moving forward that I think we should consider as a country when it comes to people being in the country illegally, when it comes to deporting every illegal person, and pathway to citizenship. I'm going to talk about it here in a second, but roll the clip for Kelly. Roll it.
Facility for nearly the last 2 months. She's left her business, customers, and more importantly, her family behind.
She's been here. She built successful businesses, gives back to the community, creates job for first timers, for high school kids, pays taxes. I mean, why would you want to remove somebody like that?
Her businesses remain open, serving the Peoria community fresh sushi rolls at 2 locations, as its owner sits in a detention center with an uncertain future.
And so taking me away from my family is just, it's very difficult.
Does have what is called a final order of removal back to Hong Kong, and ICE tells me she will remain in their custody until she is deported, but that is a decision she and her family tells me she hopes ICE reconsiders.
Now, I have to say this as a person that I know, because I can attest to a character to a certain degree. She was hardworking, very nice woman. And I say we were the same age. She was able to build 2 successful businesses. She's a good person. To be honest, she's the type of people that we do need in our country, right? Somebody that's willing to work hard, somebody that can make a difference in the community, somebody that's not a drag on society. But the law is the law. Now, if there's ways to help people like this, right? If that's your family member, if that's somebody you know and you can help them, which means that if they need legal representation and you can do that, or if they get deported, if there's a way you can help them get back here legally, then I'm all for people doing that. But let me talk about this. And some of y'all are going to be mad at me for saying this, but I'm just being honest about what we're looking at as a country. People who commit crimes in America that are illegally here, or even here legally that are not citizens, should be deported immediately. You cannot stay in this country. You're committing crimes. Have enough respect for the United States of America and the resources that taxpayers are paying for, that you shouldn't be a drag on society. And a drag on society is us wasting our taxpayer dollar for police officers to show up at your house or investigate any crime that you committed in our country and you're not a citizen. I don't think that they should have due process or none of that stuff, to be honest. But we got the laws of the laws, so we shall follow them unless somebody changes them. Deported. You have to leave America. If you are here illegally in America, you should be deported. Now, let me just make this framework of an argument. We will not be able to Deport every single illegal person in America. It will not happen. We can't do it. It's not going to happen. Now, we can lie to our constituency and we can sell them a nightmare and a dream. The fact of the matter is there is a due process portion of deporting people in our countries, in our Constitution. And so what happens with that is that if we're going to deport 11 million people, and we know it's over 20 million people that are here illegally, just say we deport 11 million. That's 11 million people that are going to have to go to trial. That's 11 million hearings. It's more money, effort, and energy to deport those people than to allow some of those people to add value to America. Let me say this. If you committed crimes, you need to be gone. If you're illegally in this country, they should prioritize the ones who have a deportation order. Now, if you've not committed a crime and you have a deportation order, or you have, or you're just illegally in this country, I think there should be an evaluation of getting some people an opportunity to work their way into some form of permanent residency or citizenship. Let me tell you why that's an effective measure. And I know people, I can feel the heat. Because if we don't, we're not going to have enough money and resources to deport everybody. The ones who are not committing crimes that are adding value to America, not the ones who are sitting on the government dole, they got to go. Let me just make sure this is clear. If you're illegally in our country committing crimes, or you're illegally in our country and you're on the government dole, not adding value, you got to go. If you're in our country illegally, or you overstayed a visa and you add value, we should evaluate those cases and spend our time on those. If we do not have a pathway to permanent residency or citizenship for millions of people that are in our country doing the right thing or trying to do the right thing, Democrats are going to do it. Can we put two mathematical equations together? We can't deport everybody. Democrats will do it if we don't do something. And whoever gives some remnants of a pathway for illegal people who are in this country that are trying to do the right thing, that are adding value, that voting block of people are going to associate themselves with whichever party that makes a move first. And I don't think you should give them amnesty and all that stuff like off the bat, but I think we can work a process where we can get people on a pathway, meaning that if you have to pay some type of restitution to the country, if you have to be crime-free, kind of like I forget the thing that Obama did, but if you can remain crime-free, if you are working, if you're educated, if you're adding value, and you can prove that, and you have to do that over 5 to 10 years or so, then you can have the opportunity to reapply for something. I think that's the best way forward. Because if we don't do that, what's going to happen is we're going to spend a lot of money and resources deporting people that are just going to end up coming back over here in another way, or we're going to miss the opportunity. A Democrat is going to get in office and they're going to find a way to give mass amnesty. So I think we need to control the environment, control the rhetoric, control the rules of engagement. And I think we will have a better opportunity to do something with this problem that have been created and passed down from generation to generation. Brandon, are you saying this because you know a girl that's no, not really, because I didn't really know her that well. She not my mama. She not my family member. If she gets deported, it don't affect my life whatsoever. Somebody's still gonna run that sushi restaurant. But what it is that this is an example of saying these are the type of people we do need in America that are willing to work harder than most Americans are willing to work, to be quite honest. And they don't have to get citizenships and have all the same rights initially as we do, but she should be able to have an appeal to say, this is why I should stay in America. This is the value that I'm going to add. Because there's a lot of people here that don't add no value. It is a drain on the system. And we don't even get to them. In 20 years of deporting people, we still may not get to the people that are not adding value in this country. And they just going to be here draining the system. So priority 1 is to get the people who are committing crimes out of here. Priority 2 is getting the people that do not add value to America out of here. And then let's see if we can find a process for the rest. Still may deport them all, I don't know. But I think that's a conversation that we need to have.